So last question. Anybody have any predictions on how WandaVision wraps up on Friday? We left off with Scarlet Witch and Agatha Harkness facing off. Actual Scarlet Witch. First time I think that's ever been mentioned in the MCU.
Yeah, I
Scarlet Witch.
believe you're right.
So how do we think? What's going to happen? Agatha, she lived, she died. What's going on with? Is that? I guess that's White Vision at the end.
hmm
What do we got
Oh,
going on here?
Who wants to start?
I don't have any clue. Like this series is just it's subverted all my expectations in a good way, in a very very good way. Um, Seeing how everything came together this past week with those sitcoms and seeing why those sitcoms are part of the show blew my mind. Like,
It was incredible.
wasn't expecting that. Like, I knew it was an escape. I knew it was a way to kind of feel better about this stuff. But just seeing that that was a part of her life with her parents, and then seeing that how Malcolm in the Middle was part of her life with Vision, and it's just, it was a lot. Like I'm sitting here kind of laughing, but maybe that's just a way to suppress how I really feel about
You're
this
doing it too.
episode. Um, it was so good, and to kind of be the thing that awakens the Scarlet Witch in her, I thought that was pretty smart, pretty clever. Because, like I said, her story here is a lot different than it was in the comics. She's actually a child of Magneto in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very different story that they're telling here, and the way that they're
Mm-hmm.
pulling this story off, this brand new story that's unique to them, is really cool, and I've really grown to love it. But as far as a prediction, I hope Agnes doesn't die. I like Agnes. Agatha, real name. I hope she doesn't die. And I was even mentioning to you, Nicole, the other day that I want a Agatha spin-off show and just let kind of Catherine Hahn have a good time being a witch.
That would be awesome.
Maybe like that beginning scene set like an Agatha show set in colonial America. You know, seeing what she did, seeing how she messed with that dark magic. You know, that type of stuff. Oh, that would be so cool. But yeah, I hope she doesn't die. I hope she's a part of the MCU going forward because she's a really cool character. But I don't know. What do you think, Nicole?
Well, okay, so I'm with you. Okay, they just need to take you on right now at Marvel and just let you go.
Yeah, I'm
Put you
free.
right on the pedestal as a producer or something.
I'm free. Yeah.
Because I'm in agreement. I think it would be so cool to have a Catherine Hahn, Agatha all along, show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That being said, okay, so I have many thoughts, as you know, when it comes to what's happening. I'm
No,
kinda
really?
like, wait a minute.
Do you?
Well, so yesterday, of course, somebody inspired me to all of a sudden quickly start researching White Vision. And then I'm like, oh, wait, he's actually happened. This has happened in the comic book. So, of course, and I do believe that they are still giving lots and lots and lots of nods to the comic books, but just
Oh
in
yeah,
creative ways.
yep.
So with the fact that we do have a White Vision, it surprised me. I was like, wait, there was a White Vision and there's a comic book. Where do I buy it? And it also made me realize, because I think I heard, and I have to still do my research, don't quote me 100%, but that he later gets redeemed. I have to find out. I'm still gotta look.
Interesting.
I have a different comic book. Okay, so I honestly have to say, I think it's going to somehow lead into Falcon and Winter Soldier. I really do believe that all of these are leading up. Even I think Spider-Man is going to be included. I honestly believe that they're all going to really link somehow. Will we see any of them in Winter Soldier and Falcon? I don't know. I really don't.
Right.
Could it be like Thanos, like in that end credit at the end a lot? And that's what links it? Maybe. I think we might see scrolls in all three of them. That's my prediction. I think we're going to see scrolls in some shape, some form in all three, even if they look like people right now.
Right.
That's one of my predictions.
Okay.
I don't know about Agnes or Agatha. I don't know, but I do believe if we don't get the big bad here, it's possible we'll get it in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I really do believe that they're going to continue. And I definitely think we'll see something by Loki. So that's my prediction. Something's coming, but I think they're connecting. So
I would.
Interesting.
I'm kind of wondering if that big bad that you're mentioning, if it's not her, I'm thinking. Well, I wonder if it's going to be something where we get it like after the
yeah,
credits. Kind of how they did with
right. Well,
Thanos the whole way through phases
Mhm.
1 and 2.
I,
You
Yeah.
I
know.
will say this. I really hope they don't do Wanda Scarlet Witch dirty. I will say that. I really do hope, because I feel like she's a really good, strong character for boys and girls, whatever, everyone
Mhm.
alike. I think she's a really good character. So I really do hope they don't do her dirty and make her to be the villain. I really want her to stay.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah, I
really
don't
do
think so.
want her
I
to
don't think
stay
we're.
true.
I don't get that feeling.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think
So,
so either. Yeah, I
but
think
I
we're
really do believe we're getting a big bad. And I think this is, I don't 100% think it's Agatha. I think
Mm-mm.
she's,
Right.
it could it be Nightmare? Could it be Mephisto? Could it be the Grim Reaper? We've got so many clues all over the place for all the different villains. And I like the fact that they threw them all out at us. I'm like,
Mhm. Right.
seriously, my list of suspects is long for who the big bad is, and it could be any of them. So,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally get that.
Mhm.
How about you,
mhm.
Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I've taken a different approach to this than I do for Star Wars. Normally,
Mhm.
Star Wars, I'm looking for answers. I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen next. I'm like deep diving into everything. But with Marvel, I feel like I've really just allowed myself to just sit back and kind of see what happens and let it play out. And I've never read a Marvel comic in my life. I'll admit that. I've been just on board for the movies and now the shows and everything. So I don't want to go looking too deep into anything, but there are some things that I'd like to see. I do think there's going to be some kind of confrontation or showdown, obviously, in this last episode, involving Wanda, Vision, maybe Monica, as well as the White Vision and Agatha and everything. So I think we're gonna see some resolution to that whole thing. I do think this whole um, what are they calling it? The hex
Yeah, the
is
hex.
is
Yep.
is going to come down. I think Wanda. I really need to see Wanda confront the reality of her situation, and I don't want her to lose everybody and anything and everything. But I don't know that her children are even real. I don't think they're real. I don't. I really want to see what has she created with Vision. Is this just, again, is this another thing that's in her mind, or did she use the power of the Mind Stone to somehow create another Vision? Or is he gonna, I'd like to see him be alive in some capacity at the end of this, just so Wanda can have that kind of happier ending. But I also think it would be powerful for her to have to confront this loss and process that grief that she's going through. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, but today Marvel did put out one picture, one image for next week's show. It actually shows her and Vision and their two children. And it's an interesting image. So go back and
Yeah.
look. I'm kind of opposite. I'm really hoping the children are there, because in the comics, I know they are, and they eventually become the newer Avengers, because I would love to
Yeah.
see their story grow.
I've seen some
'Cause
interesting
that's it.
theories
I
that
want,
that we're kind
right,
of setting up the young Avengers here, which kind of
right.
makes sense because we have
Mhm.
Wanda's children. They're talking about. I mean, not talking about Ms. Marvel is a thing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
All these kind of characters that would kind of fit into that young Avengers category are kind of coming around. So that might be something that happens there. Yeah.
Ooh, I just thought of something.
Go
We
for it.
know that I do believe we'll see. Well, I think I'm pretty sure it's already been put out there, but we'll have Monica Rambeau in Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah.
So she
Mhm.
might be coming in there with some superpowers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it may not be in 2021, but whenever that movie comes, that might be actually even coming back a little bit from WandaVision,
Mhm.
or her character is moving forward, and this is where she's at when we see her next. So
Right.
interest, just a quick thought from ahead of time, as I
Yeah.
now see 3 or 4 years ago people's theories coming true now,
Right.
which is freaky.
That
Right.
is.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to this finale, and I can't wait for us to kind of review it next week, our show next week.